Fightnewz.
What it is, what it do, what's happening, what's new. It's your boy Hannibal's with another Fight News review. Yo, right now we're going to talk about Chris Colbert defeating King Tug last night. Yo, I thought that was a great fight. And I know a lot of people don't like Chris Colbert's style, and he's been getting a lot of backlash for his words about Deontay Wilder being a sucker and whatnot. But if it was called like I said before the fight, Chris reminds me of a Sugar Ray Leonard. And I know people, dog, if you watch anybody, there's nobody else that's moving with the hand speed and with the fluidity of Chris Colbert right now. And in any round, if Chris gets you hurt, no matter if it's the first or the 12th, if he gets you hurt, he is going to let them things fly just like Sugar Ray Leonard. You can't compare anyone else to it. I mean, like, who you gonna say, Loma? Who you gonna say? Who? I want to say, put it in the comments if y'all think y'all know somebody else that reminds you more of Sugar Ray Leonard than Chris Colbert. But besides that, I thought he did a good job last night. You know what I mean? I think that I think a lot of things that people don't realize is that King Tug was a late replacement, and King Tug had a good fight with Gary Russell Jr., who everyone has always rated. See, this is the thing. When people want to be like, yo, King Tug ain't fight nobody. King Tug wasn't nobody. He did a good fight with Gary Russell. Now people want to act like they forgot about Gary Russell, but as soon as they want to talk about the credible wins that Lomachenko has, they bring him, he beat Gary Russell. So can't have both ways. Which way you want to have it? Which way? So my thing with Chris, I like the flash. I like the hair. I like the movement. I like the speed. I like the dominance. I like the way he talk. I like the brash attitude. I like it all. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people. I likes it all. When I see a young star, but I actually see that Chris is the type that he might have to do more talking than he wants to do. You know what I mean? We'll talk about that in another video. But there's certain guys that have to do more talking than they want to do, and they're gonna have to have more than skills, more than more than just the network, more than that. He's gonna have to go the extra mile. And it's not because he's not a good fighter, and it's not because he doesn't have a good style and all this kind of stuff. It's because that he's in a division right now. Look at his division. Okay, he's I think he's the regular champion right now. They still have Leo Santa Cruz. I think it's or is it Leo Santa Cruz or is it Tank? Tank is the the real champion in that division. We know he's not going to get a fight with Tank. He's probably not going to get a fight with with Leo Santa Cruz unless Leo really wants to give him the chance. But I can't really see that happen. That's like a bad style matchup for him. Who else is in that weight class? I mean, PBC really doesn't have anyone in that weight class for him to be like a bigger star that he could be than we want to see him be. Something I want to see Chris work on is that when Chris he switches from righty to lefty. When Chris switches and he goes to lefty throwing a jab, he always he hasn't had really his jab period. Chris got to work on he's got to work on his head movement when he's jabbing, because if you notice that when he's jabbing he puts the jab out, he always gets counter, or somebody can always parry him and always catch him. So he need to start slipping when he throw the jab. Either way he want to do it, and he need to start his coming forward. Chris is a counter puncher, and his hands are so fast that sometimes he could get away with coming forward and using the fast hands and just moving out the way, but then sometimes he'll get caught. So we need to see him fix this before he starts fighting somebody with some bigger power, somebody that's in his weight class, because we know the King Tug was coming up. But things could have been a lot different last night if Chris would have got hit by somebody with some more power in his weight class. So we don't want to see that happen. So he do need to tighten up on that aspect. Another thing he need to tighten up is that he talked about it in his video when he's talking about Wilder. Chris is, if anyone knows, his name was Little B-Hop. Chris is very good on the inside. He's very good with the science of boxing, of being able to you do this move, I'll do this move. He's very good on. He's very good on it. He's a very crafty fighter. So what I want to see Chris do more is go back to that Little B-Hop. I mean, it's good to be prime time and everything. I understand what he's trying to do, but go back into that what's called that bag of tricks you got. You got to start hitting these guys on the inside. When you when you go in there and you jab and you miss the jab, grab that guy up, hit him on the inside a little bit, until the what's called the ref come. Then you slide off, pat pat, run off a little bit, because it's not that King Tut was really that much better last night. It's that Chris was trying to go for like the big punches. You know what I mean? He's going. You saw the looping punches he was missing and everything, and he was missing. He was connecting with some too, but he wasn't focusing to the body like we normally see him do. And with like a lot of these guys are missing is that in a fight you're gonna have to to wear some of these guys down. Some of these guys are like this. This is their big opportunity to fight, so they're training super hard just to fight on this stage. So they're not just gonna go down with one punch. They're not just gonna go They're not just gonna crumble under the under the lights and everything. So you're gonna have to break them down. You got to you got to beat them up on the inside. You got to push their head down. You're gonna have to put them in a headlock. You have to do all this extra stuff to get them tired. The extra breathing. Then you got to hit them with the big looping shots and everything. Another thing, the last thing I want to see Chris do is he's got to start planting his feet more when he's and his balance is when he's when he's throwing some of these shots. He reminds you of Sean Porter in the sense that we all know that Sean Porter could probably knock out anybody, but he's always moving when he's throwing the punches. He's never standard he's never like set in motion, has gotten his feet planted when he's letting these shots go. If you ever notice with Sean, he's always like moving when he's throwing the shot, and that takes off some of the power of the shots, turns it into like an arm punch really. So that's one other thing I want to see Chris fix, because he doesn't have the dynamics of Manny Pacquiao. See, Manny Pacquiao can come forward and throw punches at the same time and get and get some heavy shots, but Manny's also more dynamic. So that's the only thing I want to really see Chris go into. I think he's got a good team. I think he's moving the right way and everything. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Put it in the comments below. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Check your boy out in a minute.